This is the Save On Foods Memorial Arena in Victoria, BC, and where famed psychologist and best-selling author Jordan Peterson will be speaking on May 19th. That is assuming, of course, the woke cancel culture mob doesn't get their way. And it all started again, as it always does these days, with an online petition, this time being pushed on the city of Victoria by local activist and drag king Eddie Wilson, who accused the Canadian psychologist of quote-unquote hate speech. But what's maybe saddest and most pathetic about this entire story is how predictable it's all become. A moderately conservative speaker comes to town, fragile progressives lose their mind, and next thing you know, there's a call for the event to be shut down. I mean, just look at some of these deranged comments on Instagram in support of the petition. At Slaughter Otter says, "Oh, hell no. This unbelievably misogynistic bozo can't be allowed to spew his trash in this city," going on to accuse Peterson of siding with literal neo-Nazis. Self-proclaimed blogger at From Atlanta said, quote, "Shame on you for hosting this disgusting excuse for a human being," while at Oatmilf, who identifies as a they/she, told the event's venue to, quote, "expect retaliation." Now, the truth is, the event is not going to be canceled, and I would bet, like Ottawa, not a single protester shows up. Even if the city of Victoria wanted to cancel the event, they would likely be blocked by the free speech provisions in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. But I think this misses a much bigger and much more disturbing problem that should concern all Canadians. There is a small but growing minority in this country, perhaps a number as much as 20% of the population, who believe their enlightened views are part of some new age gospel handed down by God, and anyone who questions them must be silenced, exiled, or subjected to re-education. A mindset more closely aligned with the ideology of communist China or the former Soviet Union than anything traditionally thought of as Canadian. It's like they read Animal Farm in 1984 in high school and thought of it not as a warning about how totalitarian states can arise, but as an instruction manual on how to get things done. How blinded by your own narcissism do you have to be to advocate tolerance as your overarching value, and then attempt to shut down and repress anyone with whom you disagree? Not to mention, many of these individuals come from, in their words, historically marginalized communities. Communities that relied on free speech, free expression, and freedom of assembly to achieve the rights they have today. Look, if you're afraid of having a real political debate in this country, if you're afraid of hearing ideas or rhetoric with which you disagree, or in this case, afraid of someone else hearing ideas or rhetoric with which you disagree, then you're afraid of democracy. You're afraid of the literal foundation on which this country is built. And before you push for that next speaker to be deplatformed or future event to be canceled, maybe you should ask yourself, how would you feel if it happened to you?